Hello children, we are back to chapter 3 of standard 10th, that is pair of linear equations in two variables. Children, in the last video you have studied about the method of finding the solution by reducing the pair of linear equations to two variables. Now we are going to use the concept in real life situations. In the given questions, you will see that all of these are actually real life situations. Let us see how to deal with them using the concept of mathematics that you have already studied. Now, the very first question here is flashed on your screen. It is Ritu can row downstream 20 kilometers in 2 hours and upstream 4 kilometers in 2 hours. Find her speed of rowing in still water and the speed of the current. Now, children, the best way of solving and understanding the question is keeping yourself in Ritu's place. So, now you start considering yourself to be this Ritu and you are going downstream and upstream. I hope you understand what downstream and upstream is. There are 2-3 conditions. One, first of all, you are rowing. One condition is rowing in still water, as if in lake. The water is not moving, you are rowing in still water. Then if you are rowing in a river, the river is flowing on one direction. When you go down with the river, along with the river, it is going downstream. When you go downstream, there is one addition. The speed of your boat increases because the water also pushes you down. There is one more way going upstream, that is against the river, over the upper side, that is moving or rowing upstream. Now when we go upstream, our speed reduces because the water is pushing us on the opposite direction. We have to row more. So you read the question once again. It is Ritu can row downstream 20 kilometers in 2 hours. Only in 2 hours she can row downstream 20 kilometers. It's a long patch. But when she moves upstream, same time, 2 hours, she is only able to row 4 kilometers. So you can understand the basic difference here. So rowing in still water, rowing in downstream, rowing upstream. These are 3 conditions which are considered here. Here the speed of the current, that is speed of the water that is flowing, is again very important. It helps you or it is against you in both the cases, downstream and upstream. So let us start with the question. I'll be explaining more. Here, as we have to find out the speed, her speed in rowing, while rowing in still water, so we have kept it as x kilometer per hour. So let Ritu's speed in still water be x kilometer per hour. And we'll consider the speed of the current that we have to find out to be y kilometer per hour. Now, as told earlier, when you or this Ritu is rowing downstream, the speed increases. It will be x plus y. Normal speed, that is the speed in still water, plus the current, that is the speed of the water that is flowing. So speed in downstream will be x plus y. And what should be the speed upstream? Obviously it has to be minus. So speed in upstream way, it will be x minus y. So with this knowledge, let us proceed. Downstream 20 kilometer in 2 hours. So let us consider the first part. Two hours and the speed downstream was x plus y. We all know that speed when multiplied by time gives you distance. You have been studying distance is speed multiplied by time. So here the statement which we have just got, that is 2 multiplied by x plus y equal to 20, is nothing but 2 is time, x plus y is speed downstream, and which is equal to 20, that is the distance. So it is very simple actually. It is the usual method which you learn in physics. You are going to use it here. We can solve this statement further mathematically. We get x plus y equal to 10. This is your first equation. Now the second equation. We are going upstream. 4 kilometers in 2 hours. And what was the speed? Speed was x minus y. So our statement will be 2 multiplied by x minus y. 2 is your time, x minus y is speed. Time into speed is equal to distance, that is 4, which is upstream distance, which can be further solved as x minus y equal to 2. And this is your equation 2. Children, I know you can easily solve this first and second equation and get your answer. So I'll not go in detail about the solving part. You can try it on your own and you can cross check the answer. Here x comes out to be 6, that is Ritu's speed in still water was 6 km per hour, and the speed of the current is y, which is nothing but equal to 4 in this case, 4 km per hour. So you can see that basically this concept of pair of linear equation in two variables, it has all application in our daily life. We always talk about going downstream, the places which is having lot of water body. They always talk about all these things. So mathematics has its application in real life. This is another example of it. 2 women and 5 men can together finish an embroidery work in 4 days. Now this is some work. Everyone does a lot of work. So here we have taken one example of embroidery work. That doesn't mean, but these type of questions can be applied in other cases where people, men, women, boy, girl, man, boy, and all type of conditions can be put up. People are working, number of days is also considered. So let us proceed with this example, and once you understand this example you will be able to use it for other examples also. So 2 women and 5 men can together finish an embroidery work in 4 days, while 3 women and 6 men can finish it in 3 days. Find the time taken by one woman alone to finish the work, and also that taken by one man alone. So when they are working alone, we have to find how much time they actually take. Let us proceed. Let number of days required by one woman to finish the embroidery work be x. X is number of days only one woman is taking. That is the part of our question. And the time taken by one man be y days. Number of days taken by one woman is x. So in one day, how much work she will do? Obviously, she will be doing 1 upon x part of the work. Let me explain it further. Now consider yourself to be drawing a sketch, and you take 4 days to finish the sketch. Okay, you alone are working. Okay, you are completing that entire sketch in 4 days. Now in one day, how much work you must have done? Obviously, 1/4 of it, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. Complete 4 days you make the entire work complete. So we have taken 4 days. The same concept is used here. Total number of days is X by the woman. So in one day she is doing only 1 upon X part of the work. Similarly, for the man it will be 1 by Y. Such questions wherein we talk about people working and the time taken. We always talk about 1 day work. We always calculate by using 1 day concept or 1 hour concept depending on the time slot given. So convert everything into 1 day or 1 hour or 1 minute type of work. In this case, we are considering it to be 1 day work. Now, the first condition tells you that 2 women were working. So 2 multiplied by 1 by X will be the work of 2 women in a day. Similarly, 5 men were working. So for 1 man it is 1 by Y. So 5 men it will be 5 upon Y. And total work in a day will be 2 upon X plus 5 upon Y. They were taking, this 2 women and 5 men were taking 4 days. So in one day they have done 1 by 4 part of the work only. This is how we have considered everything converted everything it in 1 day work. The same thing is, you can solve it further later on. We can get the second equation now. In the second equation, second condition, they were working for 3 days. 3 women were working. So 3 upon X. And 6 men were working. So it is 6 upon Y. And the total number of days, it was 3. So in one day, 1/3 work was done. So the statement, mathematical statement comes out to be 3 upon X plus 6 upon Y equal to 1 by 3. Now both these statements will be your equation 1 and 2, and they are related to 1 day work only. Children, now you know that this equation is to be reduced to linear pair of equations in 2 variables, and you have to solve it further. I'm again not going in details about the statements, how you'll solve, you know it, you give it a try. This is a quick go through the steps, and you get V to be 1 by 36. You get U to be equal to 1 by 18. Equate it further, you get X equal to 18 and Y equal to 36. So if only one woman works, she will take 18 days to complete this entire embroidery work, and if only one man works, he is going to take 36 days to complete the work alone. So again you can see that a real life example, real life problem was solved using mathematics. So mathematics is always exciting and helpful. Now this is the third question. Ruhi travels 300 km to her home partly by train and partly by bus. So you can see again it's better to keep yourself in Ruhi's place and understand. The diagram is also drawn over there. 300 km is the distance of Ruhi and the home. She is initially traveling 60 kilometers by train. That is the first condition given. She takes 4 hours if she travels 60 kilometers by train, and the remaining distance, that is 240 kilometers by bus. If she travels 100 kilometers, that is the second condition. We'll be dealing it with the next in the next slide. So children, here total time is 4 hours. Okay. And what are we supposed to find out? Find the speed of the train and bus separately. So let us take the speed of the train to be x kilometers per hour and the speed of the bus to be y kilometers per hour. Now children, first condition is traveling 60 kilometer. 60 kilometer distance upon speed is nothing but equal to time. So we are going to find out time taken by Ruhi while traveling in train. It will be 60 upon x. X is the speed of train and 60 kilometer by train. So the time taken while traveling in the train by Ruhi is 60 upon x. Similarly, the time taken in bus will be 240 upon y. And the total time is 4. So this is how you get the first equation. The first equation is 60 upon x plus 240 upon y equal to 4. And this entire statement is in time. The first part is time, the second part is time. Time plus time equal to 4 hours, that is also time. This is how each statement has to be in one thing only, that is either distance or speed or time. Here we have converted everything in time. Now let us try the second condition. The distance remains same, that is 300 kilometer. Now here she is traveling 100 kilometer by train. So the time taken in train in this case will be 100 upon x, where x is the speed of the train. And then she is traveling 200 kilometer by bus. So the time taken in bus is 200 upon y. And the total time is 4 hours 10 minutes. 10 minutes is to be converted into hours. We are keeping everything in hours. So 10 minutes will be 10 upon 60, that is 1 upon 6 hours, that is to be added to 4 hours. Let's see how to proceed with it. So the equation is 100 upon x plus 200 upon y, that is all time, equal to 4 plus 1 upon 6, that is 25 by 6 in fractions. Now again you have two equations. You can reduce it to linear equations in two variables and proceed solving them. So these are the steps. You go through the steps and try it on your own. We'll be quick while going through these few slides. You get u to be equal to 1 upon 60, v to be equal to 1 upon 80. So your x is 60, that was the speed of the train, and your y is 80, that was the speed of the bus. And that is how you find the real life solution. You can yourself find out the speed of the train that you traveled and the speed of the bus that you were traveling in. Okay, so again you can see that how interesting mathematics is. By using mathematics we can easily solve the real life problems. Now we'll stop for time being. We'll be back with the next video. Thank you.